What we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through all of the items in the Special Effects Trauma Pro Makeup Kit. It has so much makeup in it. What do I do with all those things? Well, I'm gonna answer that question today. All right, so here I am with a shirt on that it's okay if I get it messy. I've already laid out the vast majority of this makeup right here. So let's get started. The number one thing that people wanna do with special effects makeup is bumps and bruises. So you have in your kit a bruise wheel, Theatrical Creme bruise wheel. It's got the skin tone. It's got the yellow for jaundice, the green for, goopy morbidity, purple for deepening a bruise, your base color of maroon, which gives you general overall pink, red, really deep tones, anything from a sunburn all the way to just about ready to put blood on it. And then of course you've got gray for dirt and this and that. This is frequently applied with stipple sponges. So if you take the cream-based makeup and put it on your skin, you've now got an area that's ready to be blended with all these other tones. You can go around the outside with a little bit of the yellow. That's going to be the jaundice. Use a different part of the sponge. Go for those. You see, when I'm stippling it on, it looks like dots. But then when you take your finger to it, it settles and goes and becomes these red patches. So now you have the red down here, you have just sort of some skin tone right here, you got your jaundice over here, you can carry that jaundice around. Jaundice is typically for older wounds. Fresher wounds have no yellow in them because the jaundice hasn't had any time to happen yet. But you can certainly get these darker colors involved, dirt, scrape, what have you. I'll just darken that down. You see how you can blend the gray tones into the red tones, and you get this sort of a muddy purplish tone. You go for the deeper purples, same kind of thing. And this sort of gives you your underlayment, and now you can start putting in bloods. We have a lot of bloods. You have stage blood, a water-based blood. Dries, it's bright colored, and it dries just like real blood. You have blood gel. Blood gel is a thick blood. When you pull the brush out, you see it doesn't even drip off the brush. But when you get it on the skin, it reacts to the warmth of your skin, and it will run, and it will run, and it will run. It will never dry, ever. And then you have blood paste. Blood paste is very thick. It doesn't move at all while it's in there. But once again, it can be affected by the warmth of your skin. But you see how thick and goopy that is? It's great for troweling into wounds. If you have a latex scar, you just trowel this in the inside and it just pools up and looks all gacky and wet. It does look like it's going to hold its shape here, but the warmth of your skin will make it soften and start to run. That's why it's great for troweling into wounds, because when you trowel it into a wound, it just stays there. I'd talk to you about the stage blood. Now, stage blood is a water-based blood. It's a fresher color. But it will dry. And it'll crust up and it'll get a little brownish on the edges, just like real blood. So you have these deep venous bloods, and then you have this bright water-based blood. In addition to all this, you have magic blood powder. Magic blood powder you can sprinkle on the skin and then and brush it away with a brush just to make it disappear to the eye. But as soon as you spritz water on it, it'll look like road rash. Or if you drag a wet butter knife across it, it'll look like you're cutting the skin. If you hug somebody and you take some and you sprinkle it on the top of their head and they go home and take a shower, they'll think they're bleeding to death. those are all some of the fun things you can do with magic blood powder. And you can think up a few more. But that's magic blood powder. Try not to spill it in your home near a white carpet. Not that I'd ever know anything about that, but don't do that. You'll wish you hadn't. It's very messy, which is why we keep it in this plastic bag. So, blood, or blood, what's the difference? So we kind of did a little bruising with the bruise wheel, and I showed you the different kinds of blood. Now I'm going to tidy up my hand, and we're going to go on to waxes and latex. So these items are detailed in one of the instruction sheets that comes with your kit, step by step, and full information on the inside, text giving you step-by-step instructions all the way through. Now, I want to show you the wax portion. There are a lot of waxes in your kit. So I'm going to just slide these bloods aside because I may start using them again. You have a light flesh wax. You have a dark flesh wax. You also have waxes for messing up your teeth. Brown and black. Black for the lost tooth effect, and brown for the rotted teeth effect. Wax is very simple. You scoop out a small amount of it. You get it on the tip of your finger, you roll it a little bit. You're going to dry your tooth with a tissue, paper towel, what have you. And then you're going to take this ball of wax, you're going to stick it right on that dry tooth. You lick your finger so you can press the thing around, but where it was fresh and the tooth was dry, it'll stick very nicely. Shape it, use a toothpick, make sure it just is covering one tooth or giving you the gap that you're looking for. And as soon as you like it, then you lick the overall thing and it'll stay durable for a long time. When you want it off, you go ahead and just pull it off again with a tissue or what have you and brush your teeth. That's what you do with the black. So with the brown tooth wax, you're going to do pretty much the same thing. You're going to dig out the wax, you're going to apply it to the teeth, but now you're going to just scrape it off wherever you want to scrape it off so that your teeth look rotted. And that's just sort of a matter of what it is you're looking for. Of course, you can do a combination, lost teeth, rotted teeth, as you wish. This sort of thing is used in zombie makeup all the time. So you have both colors in your kit. But this type of wax is used for creating custom scars. So you dig out a bit of this wax. And there it is. Let's say you want to create a scar that's going to hold a lot of blood in the back of your hand. You can apply it directly to a clean hand. You have a bottle of makeup remover in your kit. That makeup remover has mineral oil in it. You just want to use a bit of the mineral oil, like if you tip the bottle upside down, the amount that's in the cap. That's all you want. Use that to smooth the wax and get your scar looking the way you want it to look. I just made a hematoma, but I could take anything and create a V right down the middle. Kind of jag it up a little bit. Take your powder and your puff. Load your puff up with a bit of the powder. Powder this down to make the excess oil go away. And then you can use makeup. You can use blood directly. But if you want it to be a little more durable, you should take your liquid latex. You get a 2-ounce bottle of that in your kit. This is the clear liquid latex. You also have 5 colors of liquid latex I'll describe in a minute. But this clear liquid latex is what the scars are made out of that you get a few of in your kit. You get a glass attack scar and you get 3 bullet hits in your kit. To make this particular wound that you've just created with wax, to make it more durable, you're going to want to take a little bit of your latex, pour it into a dish, tear one of your sponges to give it an irregular surface, and just use that to stipple over the top of the scar. Now, a couple things you want to know about liquid latex. If you get liquid latex on or in your hair, you will be shaving that hair off or plucking it out. Not very comfortable. Just keep that in mind. There are some people who have tried to flatten their eyebrows using liquid latex. They ended up shaving off their eyebrows. So don't do that. There are other techniques for that sort of thing. So this is clear liquid latex. It goes on white, but it dries crystal clear. So as soon as it's dry, then you go ahead and put on another coat. Makes it twice as durable, and so on. Okay, so I've got a simple hair dryer, put it on low. That's enough to get me ready for my second coat. Now here's the deal. If you're putting on a bald cap and using the same technique to make the edge of the bald cap disappear, a torn sponge, liquid latex, stippling along the edge, just make sure that you keep the sponge wet with latex. If a dry portion of your sponge hits a dry portion of the latex on your hand or on the bald cap, it will stick and it'll give a very bad pucker mark, and your latex bald cap will no longer be that pretty thing that you were trying to accomplish. So be careful about that. Wet latex, wet sponge, wet latex, keep the latex wet. When you're done with the application, then that's when you want it to dry. That's 2 applications. Let's hit it with the hair dryer again. All right, so now let's open that setting powder, because I think this is a really good time to show both how to open these containers. You just kind of pull carefully so you don't have your powder going all over the place. Take the sifter out of the way. You can also just take the sticker off the sifter. Don't need a whole lot here. Just load up your powder puff. Take a little bit more. Bend it over, rub it in. Rotate it, rub it in. Rotate it, rub it in. Rotate it, rub it in. That's how you load a powder puff with powder. When you tip it upside down, it should not be dripping off, but it should be holding a fair amount of powder. That's what you want with your powder puff. Now you can take and you can powder down the area. Takes away the sheen, also takes away the stickiness of the latex. And now you could take that blood paste and trowel it in here. What I would do is I would color this. I would do the coloring I wanted to do. I would do all that ahead of time and get it looking just as yucky as I wanted it to look. And then, as the coup de grace, I would put the blood on last. That's how you use wax in whatever color you choose. And you get 2 different colors. And you can mix these 2 colors together too. You end up with a nice, custom-made scar on whatever body part you choose. Now I'm going to show you something else with liquid latex. Also in your kit are 5 colors of colored latex. The dot on the top tells you what color it dries. You may remember we just dealt with clear liquid latex, but it looks like, whole milk inside the bottle. The red dries deep red. The black dries black, and so on and so forth. So we put a dot on the top to show you approximately how it's going to dry. So what I want to show you is how you can make on a smooth surface you can use these colored latexes to create a custom wound that you will powder down, lift off, and reapply to some body part. Kind of like our friend, the French chef Julia Child. Here's how we start, and perhaps here's how we end. Now, what did I do between here and here? I took other colors of liquid latex, painted them out sort of in a flat design, and I should say kind of just like a design like that, okay? And then I rolled them together and I broke them apart into little bits and I dropped them down. So I had some brown bits that I dropped down there and some black bits and some red bits and some white bits. And I even grabbed, if you looked real close, you could see I even grabbed some household pantry items like Wheaties and shredded wheat and lentils and this and that. You can crush or use whole Rice Krispies and they make incredible little pustules. There's some great stuff you can find in your kitchen cabinet to be sunk into wounds of this type. Then you let them dry completely, color them any way you wish while they're still stuck to the tabletop, and then you peel them off, and as you're peeling them off, you powder them down on the bottom so they won't stick to anything anymore. And then you can put them on the face, on the arm, wherever, and you stick them on with various adhesives, or you can stick them on with liquid latex. You can use liquid latex as an adhesive too. It tends to be a weak adhesive compared to other adhesives on the market, but it will and can be used as an adhesive. And then maybe you splash in some blood, do some other coloration, add some pustules that you've made, do what you wish. So one of the things that people typically want to do with this kind of a pre-made scar is to end up with a burn effect. As you can see, that's kind of where this one's going. And the DVD that's part of your kit goes through the use of a tremendous amount of FX makeup. And sort of the money shot is this look here, which is created by using pre-made scars of this type, and blood paste and blood gel. These are all in your kit. And there's one really cool product that you can make by mixing the blood gel with the black soot powder, which is part of your kit, of course. You take your blood gel, which is, remember, quite thick, and you just pull some of that out of there. So the blood gel right now is this deep, dark red color. But you're going to add some of this wonderful black soot powder. It's going to do two things. It's going to thicken it up, and it's going to turn it to this. It's so dark red, you'll think it's black. That should be about enough. And then we'll just hold this down and slurry it together. Now remember, I'm making this with the blood gel, not with the blood paste. So I'm taking something that's, fairly thick to begin with, but not nearly as thick as blood paste. And I'm turning it into something that's pretty much as thick as blood paste. But then, if you want to put it on a wound, that's a burn, for the sake of argument. It shines, and effectively it reads black. For this great charred look, the skin has been cut and folded backwards and charred. You're going to see a lot of information about this type of FX work in this DVD that's included in your kit. You've now seen the use of liquid latex in clear and skin tone to start a piece like this. You've seen how you can finish a piece like this. Of course, you can finish this piece by also adding in some blood paste or some blood gel because, well, why not? But you've also got black liquid latex, white liquid latex, brown, and red. Once again, can all be used to make the little particles that you use to create your wound, but they can be used for other underlayment areas of FX work that you're doing. Liquid latex is very versatile stuff. Be it clear or colored, you can get an awful lot of neat effects out of liquid latex. And you have a lot of it in your kit. So a lot of the techniques that we just discussed are also shown in this particular Severe Trauma Deluxe instruction sheet that's included in your kit. Once again, step by step with full text on the inside to show you how to get from step 1 to 2, etc. Now what I want to do is I want to show you something that's been very popular lately, and that's zombies. You get 2 separate instruction sheets from our zombie kits. You get a zombie wheel, so you've got all the appropriate undead colors, helping you do highlighting and contouring so you can get the sunken eyeballs and all the rest. And once again, men and women get into the act here as far as zombies are concerned, so we've got all kinds of zombie-related instructions, step 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll be using not only these colors, but many of the products that we've already discussed in this video. Part of the zombie makeup is what we call ZombieGutz. So here we have belched black, putrid pus, and gack green. They're approximately the consistency of our blood gel. Snip off the tip and squeeze it into the wound, and it looks disgusting. And that's what it's supposed to do. These are all part of your kit, of course. Also in your kit is a bottle of Magic Set and a spray cap. Magic Set is a great non-alcohol setting spray. It takes a little longer to dry because it doesn't have alcohol in it, but the great thing about Magic Set is you can mix it with any powder, be it a loose powder or a pressed powder, to create eyelining effects, face painting effects. You can add it to powdered metals. It doesn't matter what you add it to. You can add it to any powder to create a face and body paint. And when you use it with a spritz, it just helps to set whatever makeup is underneath it. Just don't put it on too heavily, because remember, it does take a little while to dry, and you don't want anything to run while that's happening. But that's why you have Magic Set and a spray cap. In terms of additional tools, you have a small black and a small red pencil for doing red and black detail work. And in terms of applicators, you have a number 4 flat brush and a number 4 round brush. Once again, for doing a lot of detail work. You have sponges. I've already shown you how to tear them up, but you can also use them, of course, for applying foundations. Now, you might wonder what these are. Well, this is crepe wool. It's used for making beards. You can follow the instructions that we show on the back, 8-part instructions on how to build a beard. You've got enough to practice here to do, between these 2 parts, you can do a pretty healthy beard. But mostly it's for you to understand how to use the product, and also maybe to add bits of hair in with some kind of a wound like this. So that's what the crepe wool is all about. You can stick that on with a variety of adhesives. You can also stick it on with liquid latex. It just takes a little longer to dry if you use liquid latex. Now, last but not least, you get 1 color of a hair whitening product. Near and dear to my heart, these were the first products ever made by Graftobian Makeup Company. They're called Disguise Sticks. They come in 28 different colors. And you'll have a color that helps to age hair. You can put it right on the skin, of course. It's a soap-based makeup, so it doesn't have the durability of most of the stuff we've been showing here. But it's great used with a toothbrush type applicator to turn, dark mustache hair into, old looking mustache hair. And put it right through the hair, up here, directly off the stick, or once again with a toothbrush. Or into the eyebrows. That's why you have 1 particular color of Disguise Sticks face painting makeup. And that is what you get in this enormous FX makeup kit. So enjoy your FX makeup.